This is a general reading for the sign of Virgo. If you have Virgo anywhere in your birth chart, please know that there is a message in this reading for you. It is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Always practice good discernment. You know what is for you and what is not for you. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Virgo. Also, Virgo, these readings, any reading, any horoscope, any information that you are seeking or trying to find, that is just one little piece of your puzzle, one little bit of information that you can use to help you on your life's path, your journey at this time. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Virgo. Also, Virgo, I did want to talk about the last quarter moon that will be moving through the constellation of Cancer. That moon will be shining lights on feelings and thoughts having to do with home. Could be dealing with family. It could be dealing with sprucing things up. And you may be inclined to maybe have a little get-together, maybe a little gathering. And what a wonderful time to have a little get-together, a little gathering to really celebrate the fall harvest. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the sign of Virgo. Also, Virgo, we may be prone to maybe feeling a little bit melancholy at this time, and that is not only because of the location of the moon, but because the days are getting shorter. And we can really use, our spirit is really having us experience moments of melancholy as a way of guiding us or moving us towards learning forgiveness. And it's not only forgiveness of others, but sometimes it's forgiveness of ourselves. It is only through the letting go, and it's only through the experience of letting go of those feelings and those thoughts that no longer serve us that we're really able to gain a real sense of belonging and a real sense of purpose. The underlying, or the foundation, the basis of this reading is the Two of Pentacles. And that Two of Pentacles, it's really about balance. Balancing the seen and the unseen. Balancing, just finding balance. Let's see how finding balance plays in to the rest of your reading here, Virgo. Let's make sure that these cards are all nice and focused for you. Perfect. I love that view. So we start off with the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is, when we think of wands, we think of fire, we think of strength, we think of stability. But if we look closer, there's an unsteadiness and almost a slowness to this Knight of Wands. And this Knight of Wands is really demonstrating inexperience. And then we have the the Nine of Swords. And this Knight of Swords speaks of suffering, speaks of turmoil, but then we follow it up with the celebration of the harvest, which is really what these women are doing here in the Three of Cups, celebrating the harvest and knowledge and wisdom. And so if we look back at the Two of Pentacles, there's a need to find balance in your professional life, in your public life, in your career. It could be, you know, what you do for education. It could be if you work for yourself, or it could even really be volunteer work. It's just how you present yourself in the public. And if we even look at these cards, we see that there's two ends of the spectrum: the enjoyment, the knowledge, and the unsureness, and the unsteadiness. But I do see that Spirit is sending you in a new resource for expansion, something that will bring you in the work or the recognition for work that you have already done. But this expansion, this recognition, this boost in your income, this celebration is going to come from a place of unsteadiness, a place of uncertainty. And so I really just believe that it's going to be well earned and well deserved. You are, and I do believe that income boost, that new resource, that expansion is going to come from a place of chaos. It's going to come from a place of turmoil. And it wouldn't surprise me if you have or are questioning if this is all worth it, if this is all going to pay off. And here we see yes. Here we see yes. Here we see the gift. And here we see the celebration. But it is only after finding balance in what it is that you are doing. In your home life, in your private life, you've been a lot of withdrawn, a lot of introspection here, a lot of thinking. You are those closest to you are feeling left out. They're missing your presence. And they see that you are withdrawn. There's a lost connection, or there's lost connections with those that were once closest to you. And I believe that those that were once closest to you are missing your presence and are wanting to reconnect. But when they try to reconnect, arguments happen, disagreements happen. And so instead of having these arguments, instead of having these disagreements, you've withdrawn. But Virgo, when we withdraw, we can withdraw, and that can be in a healthy manner. We withdraw, we step back to go within, to look within ourselves, to seek that inner wisdom, to grow spiritually. Many times we grow spiritually by going within, by withdrawing. But even when we go within to seek that inner wisdom and to find that centeredness, we only use that as a tool, and we apply it sparingly, so to speak. And so many times that's why having a daily meditative practice, by having a daily meditative practice, we withdraw and we go within and we seek that centeredness and we look for spirit and the answers and the wisdom within, which is what the hermit is doing. And we use that inner wisdom, that inner knowing, that time with spirit to light our path, but it's to light our path moving forward in this plane, in this zone, in where we are in this life. And I am getting the feeling that at this time you have withdrawn and you have gone within. But if we look closer at the hermit, we can also see that his feet are in the snow. And sometimes our feet get frozen there. And so when our feet are frozen in the withdrawnness, that pulling back, we do need to take steps, and we do need to find balance in connecting and keeping those connections with the physical world, with those around us, with those that we care about, and with those that care about us. And I really do believe at this time that is what Spirit is asking you. That is where Spirit is guiding you. And I also believe that is where your inner wisdom is guiding you, is to connect with those that are closest to you and manage how withdrawn you really have become. It's time to come out of your shell. And I can understand, especially when we are having arguments and having disagreements with those that are wanting to connect with us or with those that we are wanting to connect with. And many times it is really looking at and determining what is driving everyone involved. And so we all act or all move from different drivers. And so it is, what is the core of their belief? What is the core of our belief that is causing that friction, causing that friction, causing that tension? And what is the desired outcome? And so sometimes it is a little bit easier to know what the desired outcome is and work backwards. And so many times arguments and disagreement don't come from we don't have a common outcome, or we don't have a common goal in mind. Where the disagreements come in, where the friction, where the tensions come in, is how each of us would like that to happen. And the disagreements and tension comes from that we each have a different way that we would like to see how that would happen. And so sometimes it does come down to compromise, but compromise is better achieved when everyone is being heard and everyone's needs and everybody's individual needs are being considered. Final thoughts, final message. Look at this. Oh my gosh. And again, here we see the balance. And I love how these cards have played out for you here, Virgo. Here we see someone moving through the river Styx. And this is a quiet and peaceful and tranquil transformation from one place to the next, from one zone to the next. And so that tells me that quite possibly there's been a aha moment or an epiphany moment where we're ready to move on. We're ready to take the next step. And we do not need to have a big farewell, or we do not have to have a big welcoming. It's just a nice, quiet, tranquil transition. And we also have the Eight of Swords, which is someone that is blindfolded, and they're feeling stuck, they're feeling trapped. But if we look closer at the Eight of Swords, we can see that these bounds are loose, and that while she may be in the mud, she's not stuck. And while she may be surrounded by swords, there's definitely a way out. It's a perceived trap. This being stuck is a perceived stuck and not the reality of the situation. But then we also have on the other side of that, we have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Swords. And so the 10 in the suit of tarot can represent endings and new beginnings. And so we have a new beginning and we have an ending. So something is ending and something is beginning. And I do believe that you have taken this time of withdrawal and you have done the introspection, you have done the soul searching, you have found, you have connected with something within, or you are finding, or you are connecting with that something within. And Spirit, again, is guiding you towards balance. Guiding you towards balance. Again, time to come out of your shell. And when we are letting people into our lives, or we are letting people back into our lives, we can do that with balance, and we can do that on a limited basis. And we can do that by setting clear and precise, concise boundaries. And that is the message that I have for the sign of Virgo. Virgo, in the comments, I would like you to leave two things. What are you leaving behind, and what are you moving towards? I think that the comment section is a wonderful way to put positive karma out into the universe, and I also think that comments are a wonderful way to set our intentions. Thank you, Virgo. You have a blessed week.